Hello, hello, everybody. This is Listening Lotus coming back to you with another reading. Hope everybody is doing well out there, taking good care of themselves, doing the necessary work to make sure that your internal, external, and your physical, mental, all the things are being well taken care of. I do hope everybody is drinking their water, minding their business, doing everything that they can do um, to make sure that you're okay. Long story short. Um, Before we jump in, I want to say thank you guys so much for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscriptions. I'm super duper grateful as we are all going on different levels of our journey. Um, this level has been very more personal for me, and I just want to show my gratitude to all of y'all. I just want to say that I really do appreciate y'all and continue to support. Um, if you would like to do a personal reading, you can also go onto the website that is in any of the descriptions of any of the videos and check and see my availability on the website for when you can get a personal reading. And now let's go ahead and just jump right on in so we are not wasting no time. Okay, Maypole is the theme. 24. I am fertile in what I seed, for there is a reason to dance and drink upon the riches I receive. So off the bat, we already know that a lot of this energy has to do with like togetherness and gathering, preferably around people that you feel comfortable with, and just like celebratory, a lot of celebratory energy. Um, People accomplishing things, things coming full circle, whether if it's maybe certain epiphanies or certain theories you might have had about something, or just simply completing certain things and being able to celebrate with the people that you have closest to you that you feel comfortable celebrating with. But we are going to read what this one further entails. But the biggest of it is all about celebration. So definitely this could be anywhere from like a graduation to a wedding. Um, It could be just internal celebration, celebrating a new path or a new life path that you're on. Um, just a lot of celebratory energy in itself. If you are newlywed or getting married, congratulations. Because it's really giving that in this card. Like these are your flower girls. Okay. It says, excuse me. Says, don't wait for happiness to find you. You can choose to be happy right now in this moment. Sing, dance, and spend time with loved ones and celebrate just because you're alive and because you can. Focus on every Focus on enjoying life and doing what gives warmth to your soul. The situation you have inquired about is developing. No amount of stress or worry will fix your circumstances, but you may find yourself in a sudden spark of inspiration once you allow your doubts to fall away. So, if you've been feeling more like of a internal constant conflict within yourself, not necessarily like anybody is saying or doing anything to you, but you're just having more of an internal battle with yourself about maybe where you are in life. And sometimes we can get so caught up in where we're trying to go that we're not being present about celebrating where we are today, and regardless of what it may look like. Okay. It says solutions can come in the most unexpected ways and will often do so when you give your fears to the universe so you can go out and play. The universe takes pride in your willingness to trust in its power to move mountains on your behalf. You will be rewarded for this trust and all will be well. Do not think you must obsess over your circumstances to overcome them, and nor must you spend every waking thought on your intentions to manifest them. Let the universe know what you need and then go and allow yourself to embrace joy of living. So, it's always good put this over here. It's always good to have a balance in all things, right? And sometimes, like I just said, we can be so focused on trying to get several steps ahead or come out of the circumstances that we're at currently that we're not being present and appreciative of where we are even currently. At one point, where you are right now, you ask for days like this. Believe it or not, regardless of what it may look like, you ask for certain things to be removed or certain things to be revealed, understanding that there is a process to all of this. And literally, where you are today are not only results of actions and things that you had done previously, but it speaks to a lot of what you also asked for and going through the necessary steps to get to that end goal. But being mindful that every, how do I put this? Like every single time while you're moving through like your journey, like you need to be appreciative of all stages, finding gratitude in all stages. There are so many things that I'm pretty sure you can celebrate, even if it's just you being able to wake up. Okay, that's something to celebrate. Um, so I just wanted to leave that there because a lot of times we do feel like in order for it to be a maypole moment or a celebratory moment, it has to be like you've accomplished something or you did something. Sometimes it don't always have to be, it don't have to be tangible. It don't have to be you finished school. It don't have to be like this in the car. It don't have to be a marriage or, anything of the sort. It can simply be you just simply celebrating you and where you're at today. Even if that's not the best circumstances that you want to be in, but you know that even a part of having to shed and let certain things go is a part of the process. And, sometimes isolation is part of the process. You may not necessarily like it, but it's a part of the process. And that's something to celebrate as well. So, just some things to kind of like put it out there and think about. Let's see what else regarding this celebratory that we can be mindful of. Okay. Because one of the biggest things that it was saying is um, getting out of your head and getting out of your head to get out of your own way. Ask for the things that you would like to receive, put in certain efforts and actions towards that, right? But don't obsess over it was one of the key words. It was being obsessive, like that's all you seem to think about to the point that you're not being mindful of like all the other stuff that is going on around you that is just as much it deserves just as much time and energy for you to be grateful for those things just as well as you are trying to speak and manifest the things that you want moving forward. Okay? So get your shit together. Okay? And that's a real thing. I think the reason why somebody is the thing that you're obsessing over is the past. Says make peace with the past. You don't have to rewrite the story. Just the stop fighting the chapter. Peace begins with acceptance. The sooner you accept where you are currently, and I don't know who I'm speaking to, but the sooner you accept where you are currently, you can continue to move forward where you want to go. But there's a reason why there's an imbalance here because the reason why you're obsessing so far ahead in the future is because you don't like where you're at currently when this season is just as important as the previous ones and the ones to come. So next card is restore the broken self. Parts of you were left behind in pain. Call them home. Welcome. You are ready to become whole again. Okay. And I don't know what y'all got going on to the point, even while I'm talking, like it's almost like um what I'm feeling is like some flighty energy where it's like how do I put it? Like almost like jitters or a little bit of anxiety or just like feeling overwhelmed, but you're doing it to yourself. That's the crazy part. You're doing it to yourself. You are calling this energy to you, worrying about being so far ahead and getting over where you're at right now it's like you trying to do three things at once. Literally, you trying to heal yourself, you trying to think about the past, you trying to worry about right now, not as much as you should, and then you always obsessed with the future. Like, slow down, doing too much. So yeah, it says restore one's broken self. Call those different pieces back to you. Find your center again. Definitely, this could be somebody feeling out of sorts to where the point you may need to do some grounding work depending on your energy. Look up what may best work for you, or look up, how you can better nurture yourself in order to feel whole again, to repair or start the repairing process with these different broken pieces that were once lost. You're calling them back to yourself, but even when you call them back to yourself, call them back in acceptance, and call them back where however the chips may lay, right? You are giving that much time, grace, and effort into restoration, um, just as much as you are obsessing over the future. Okay, because this is definitely an imbalance here. Okay, so got a little bit of work to do. Got a little bit of work to do, and to let go of judgment. Okay, judging others only keep you stuck in the past. Embrace compassion and to release judgment. So even though it's saying judgment of others, I do feel like the others in this case is you. You are being basically hard headed, okay? You are like judging and criticizing yourself so much about things that you have done, where you're at currently. And the only reason why I'm saying currently so much, because it's almost like you've had, not even you have had a major breakthrough, but it may not have came out to you in the sense of like the most tangible ways, or how the average person may try to view life, right? Some of the things that you may have went through or overcame, to the naked eye or to anybody that's looking on the outside, may still, they may sit there and be like, oh, you know, you were quote unquote doing good, right? Not understanding what it may have took for you to even uphold that image, understanding like it was almost breaking you in a sense. And the reason why I say that is because even though there may be some good memories, for majority of the time of the things that you are replaying in the past are all of the things that didn't necessarily go right, and you're being super judgy, whether if it's towards yourself or the people that were involved in those situations with you. And also, far as being in the present, when it comes to the maypole, I feel like the reason why they're saying celebrate and be celebratory right now in the future is because it's almost like somebody's not understanding or realizing how many broken pieces that there was, and how many broken pieces you have just restored or called back to yourself. I feel like every last one of these pieces were major, and it's almost like you had been so used to being, um how do I put it? You have been so used to kind of like basically being in the past energy, that you have to fight to come out of it, in a sense. Like, you so used to things basically like going a certain way, that now you are understanding that you hold the willpower to celebrate whatever you choose to celebrate. Okay, it could be something as simple as you made more time for yourself, or you're being more selfish with yourself, and that's something for you to celebrate. On the outside, the average people that you probably was dealing with, or that you're being judgmental about, or you're being judgmental towards yourself, you're like, you know you're being like super critical of situations from the past, and not being celebratory of, yes, it may have took some trials and tribulations, some situations, and all the things for you to get to this point. And maybe a biggest of it is you had to do a lot of purging. You had to do a lot of purging. You had to do a lot of letting things go, whether if it was tangibles or if it was certain people, certain environments, you name it, right? And you're already on some like, yeah, I'm on to the next thing. And they like, whoa, 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 slow the hell down. Like, let's take this in strides and let's be it's let's also take some time to even enjoy the fact that you had even done that. Do you know how long it takes for the average selfless person to come around and actually put themselves first? That is a huge battle. Okay, that is a huge battle. Sometimes it takes them years to do the simplest things to that other people will be like, yeah, that's a no-brainer. And I mean, it could be something as small as, especially if you are a woman out here with children, okay? After being a mom for so long and you're so used to putting your needs in a sense, especially if you're not balanced, you're not putting your needs or even the fathers too. It's gender neutral over here. It can go either way. But just being a parent in general, you get so used to basically um, weighing out and putting, your needs behind and making sure that the children have what it is that they need. And after so much time of doing that, okay, just as much time as you maybe have been doing that, it may just take just if as much time, if not more, to unlearn and relearn a pattern. So with this maypole, I would even argue to say, yes, you've restored or you are restoring and breaking certain pieces from you in the past that you're calling them back to yourself, but you need to also be present in acknowledging that that had also happened and leave space for it, but also leaving space for not glossing over that this was a huge accomplishment and you should also be celebratory in that too. Okay, so I know that was a mouthful, but it's for somebody. Okay, needed to be said. Needed to be said because it's almost like whoever this is, they kind of so used to being on go or just so used to having like so many moving pieces going on all the time that you don't know how to pretty much just like sit still and sit in where you're at. And I mean, that was an issue not only in the past, but it's like make sure you're not still repeating that pattern and doing it now. Okay. Because you may be missing certain things. You may be missing certain signs or sigils. Um, However, spirit guide or whoever you choose to speak to, as far as the actual word, it's all energy at the end of the day. But you may be missing certain key points, um, or certain messages that they're trying to relay to you because you so focused on trying to get to the very next thing when it's like just focus on the now. Yes, leave time and space to allow those thoughts to come in within reason. Do everything, with a balance. But right now, it's almost like you're using the manifestation or the law of attraction. It's like you're so focused on trying to get ahead, you're missing the present and you're missing the now, which is going to bring you back in a sense. Not to the past, but it can push you back, or it might push your it could potentially even bring stagnancy, because you're missing certain things that they're trying to get you to understand about right now, and why right now is just as important as the future, as no more less than the past as well. Okay. Yeah. Just get out your head. It says clear negative energy. Negative energy keeps you stuck. Clear it and create space for a positive flow. And that's why I was basically just saying what I was saying, like the judgment, the criticism, like, yes, to a degree, especially when it was the past energy, like whoever this was, like that, whew, you had it bad, okay? But you're learning even in the present moment about how positivity attracts more positivity. Okay, like clean that shit up, clean that shit up. Um, and not only that, while you're cleaning it up, leave time and space for the cleanup. Okay, you trying to get so far ahead over here on this side that you still got over here to clean. That's not gonna work. Don't half-ass clean. Okay, and seriously, because it always come back to bite you in the butt. All right, let's see if there is anything else, and then we're gonna skedaddle out of here. But I mean, overall, the energy is still good. It's just um being mindful. Okay, we have our days, we have our moments, but as I'm saying, literally leave them as just that. Leave them as moments. This energy has been storing for a long ass time where somebody's been sitting in this. And even as you're trying to come up out of this negative self beliefs or negative thinking or negative self talk or negative whatever, talking negatively about other people. Okay, let's just keep it a buck. Like none of that shit is going to get you any further to where the points of success that you are obsessing over. Like, if anything, it's going to hold you back because it's like you want new results with the same type of attitude. It don't work. It don't work like that. So let's see what else. If anything at all, one more time is the charm, okay? Because we ain't gonna force nothing. Excuse me. Okay. Yeah, because this came out before. Okay. Being judgy, which is easier said than done. It's natural for human beings to be judgy. Everybody is judgy to a certain extent, but checking that and acknowledging when you're doing it and being more just being more open, whether that's being more open minded or being just allowing people to simply be who they are as they are. It says, see other people as they are, okay? Don't take things personally. And I think a lot of times, or whatever, the reason why whoever I'm speaking to, because I don't know who you are, is holding on so much to the past is because you're trying to will the past to almost change or something. Like, is you cool? um, yeah, take a deep breath, okay? Accept things for what happened, how they happened, um, and not only that, most importantly, not taking things too personally. A lot of times, especially if you are having certain, depending on the people, right? If you are having certain conversations with people from your previous or whatever, and come to find out that they was hurting just as well as you was, or they was going through some stuff just as well as you were, okay? And everybody was kind of like in their own little personal bubble. You just never really truly know, and it's good to ask questions to get the clarity on things. If you just so happen to get that opportunity, but also being okay with just simply letting things be as whatever it was, okay? Because at this point, like somebody is just like doing the fucking most. Okay, it says when you see other people as they are without taking it personally, you can never be hurt by what they say or do. Even if others lie to you, it's okay. They are lying to you because they are afraid you will discover what they are. You will discover that they are not perfect. And I feel like this card came out before and it needs to be said again, and we're going to reiterate it that nobody is fucking perfect. If you expecting perfection out of another person, that's wild because even in the same breath that you are expecting that out of somebody else, um, somebody else could definitely be doing that to you. Now, everybody is under a giant fucking pressure cooker for no fucking reason when the whole point is for us to learn throughout our journey. No, nothing is going to be cut and dry. Nothing is going to be perfect. Okay. And if that's where you were being like hypercritical or super judgy about other people feeling like they should have did certain things a certain way and trying to control certain narratives or have things move a certain way, then you crazy. I mean, it's just that simple. Okay. Or maybe this wasn't you, whoever I'm speaking to, but this was just like how people were doing you, or not doing you. That ain't how I was trying to put that. That's nasty. But that's how they were like perceiving you. Maybe they felt like you were like trying to be perfect, and you had just as much broken pieces as anybody else. Okay, maybe your broken pieces just looked a little different, so they expected a certain something, which even anybody who puts expectations on another person, especially if they're expectations that you personally cannot uphold or withhold yourself, that's a thin line that you toting. Anyway, don't want to get sidetracked. It says, don't make assumptions. Speak openly and honestly. Okay? Speak openly and honestly with people. Keep it in a buck with them. Okay? Because with you being honest with them, you being honest with yourself. And keep constantly working on that. And maybe that is the main thing that you are celebrating, that you had to work on. That may have been one of the biggest things between you not making assumptions and being so hard on yourself, but doing that for others, as well as speaking open and honestly. Maybe in the past, family, friends, or whoever, you weren't as vocal, okay? And now that you are, some people maybe didn't like that, or they were used to you being a docile type of way. And now that you kind of like, hey, I got stuff to say, you either gonna listen to me, or not necessarily giving them an ultimatum, but you saying what needs to be said, you speaking your truth from your heart, and letting the chips basically fall where they need to lay, okay? But at least you sleeping great at night. Maybe you wasn't sleeping so great before. It says, when you speak openly and honestly, you won't have to make assumptions. The day you stop making assumptions, you will communicate cleanly and clearly and achieve an impeccability with your words. Okay? Because thoughts are things. Just as well as you are obsessing over trying to get ahead, and you trying to get ahead without even cleaning the window all the way. Okay? What is you doing? You skipping steps. What are we doing here? This ain't gonna work. This ain't gonna work. So if these are the things that you have been constantly working on, then you damn right, it's time for you to celebrate yourself. Celebrate how far you have came. Celebrate that you have even um unblocked your throat chakra in a sense. Because somebody not being able to speak freely and honestly with the people that they have around them, like there was some blocked throat chakra stuff going on. Okay, but I don't know y'all. Okay, so we'll leave that there. I'm going to also pull and see if there is any crystals that would be advised for this time. And then that's it. But yeah, being gentle with yourself, not only the people around you, especially the ones who may have decided to stay, um, while you figuring some things out. Because everybody going through their own stuff too. Okay. I like that. Okay. All right. Hold on, y'all. Give me 2 seconds. So the crystal that was chose was lepidolite. I think I'm saying that right. And the mantra is, it says, just for today, I will not worry. So we already know that somebody has been constantly worrying and obsessing over the future. That's how we got here. Okay, not being super present, or um yeah, just not being present about where you're at currently. You so trying to be skip steps and get far ahead than being present far as what's going on right now, okay? And letting that worry go. So let's read. Okay. It says, drawing this card is a gentle reminder to let go of your worries and stresses that have been swirling through your thoughts. Hold on, y'all. Hold on. Okay. I apologize. Um, yes. Drawing this card is a gentle reminder to let go of the worries and stresses that have been swirling through your thoughts. This will create space for healing by you not worrying, okay? Maybe, on top of if you can get this crystal or whatever, also just looking up on YouTube, okay? Looking up like certain breathing techniques or whatever to kind of like just help you kind of like calm those extra jitters, those extra nerves that's going on. Because we definitely got so many different moving parts here. It's almost like as you have collected all these broken pieces of yourself and you're healing and restoring them, it's like you are relearning yourself all over again with having all of you now. Before you were functioning off of with pieces missing. Now you have to recalibrate yourself to function with having all of you now. Okay. So there may just very much will be um, a new you. Okay. Literally. It says everything you've been stressing over will be illuminated with clarity soon, and all the worries you're holding on to now will seem unnecessary for your growth once tomorrow arrives. Okay. Don't stress yourself out. Be very it's one thing to be aware, but whoever this is, the biggest word that stuck out to me with the maypole card was like somebody is being obsessive, like you're being almost a junkie about where you want to go in the future. Like that's all you want to talk about, maybe that's all you want to hear, know right now, okay? Um, and you gotta have a balance, okay? You got to have a balance. It says, keep your thoughts positive, knowing that all will be in divine timing as for your highest good. Take a moment of gratitude for all that is in your present. A lot can change between now and even tomorrow. And while that can feel overwhelming, worrying about it the only serves to prevent you forward moving. For oh my God, one more time. Worrying about it only serves to prevent your forward movement. Holding gratitude for all you've accomplished, all you have, all the love in the world will settle your mind and bring you back to a place of peace. Lepidolite is a wonderful crystal, literally for calming nerves, soothing anxiety, and relieving stress for relaxation. It assists in connecting your third eye and your heart chakra. Lepidolite activates the heart chakra, releasing a wave of loving energy into your auric field, helping you to heal from trauma, grief, and anxiety. Okay, so all that stuff that may be, because, and that's another thing that needs to be talked about. Okay, when you are so um kind of like stuck in the past, you can be worrying about it so much um that not only are you not being present, but you're replaying certain scenes or certain scenarios that are going on or have happened and making them seem as if they just happened yesterday because you keep replaying them like they're fresh. You keep renewing the contract in a sense when it's like, let that shit go. I mean, seriously. It says helping you heal from trauma, grief, and anxiety. Lepidolite activates your third eye chakra and assists you in gaining clarity on which emotional instability is causing physical ailments. Okay. It says holding a piece between your hands in a prayer position in front of your chest and repeat the lepidolite affirmation 5 times each in the morning, afternoon, and evening. And take a deep belly breath between each time you say it. On every exhale, visualize your stress and worry leaving your body. Okay, so that's something that you can do. If you do get the opportunity to get this crystal, okay. If not, hey, you also can just start off with just simply doing the affirmation. Just for today, I will not worry. Okay. Just for today, I will not worry. Okay. Releasing all this extra stress and this extra nervous energy or whatever that's going on in these cards. Like, it's going to be okay. Learning to move at a slower pace. And while you're moving in that slower pace, also understand that you are restoring not only your nervous system by calming it down because you may be so used to being at such a heightened level all the time, but also restoring just simply your your mental. Okay. There's been a lot of mental anguish that's been going on in these cards, and it's going to take time. So worrying about so much about trying to get so far ahead in the future, it's almost a sense of like you're trying to run from the inevitable when it's like sit in what's going on right now. Celebrate where you're at currently. You weren't like this in the past. And as you're coming into learning and more about yourself and these new pieces that you had to call to yourself, okay, you're relearning yourself all over again and what this new version is going to look like. Okay, so definitely give yourself a hug. Okay, this is a damn good time to still be in a celebratory energy. It may look crazy on the outside because I do feel like that's somebody's biggest thing is appearance wise and how things may have once used to look. But if it wasn't healthy, okay, um, it wasn't going to be built to last. That shit was not for tough. Let's just say what it is. But yeah, just for today, okay? And doing and saying this until it feels real, okay? Just for today, I will not worry. I will not worry. And as the days go by of you saying this, okay, after a while, you will believe it, okay? There's always things that happen in cycles, okay? The muddiness is not going to always be forever. You definitely going to come on the light side, but you can't half do it, okay? You can't half do it. So definitely take good care of yourself out there, okay? And I think the biggest start is just not only being honest with yourself, telling yourself that you're safe now, okay? Telling yourself that you're safe, telling yourself that you will not worry, okay? I will not worry. I mean, it's a four-letter phrase, but hey, that those words have a lot of weight and volume to them. That because clearly somebody been worrying. So you know everything comes in cycles. Okay, you definitely gonna be able to get on the other side, but making sure that you do it in a healthy way. You're not skipping over certain steps. Just as well as because I think it always sounds good, right? When people be talking about, oh, I'm healing or I'm going on my healing journey. That shit takes years, time, and guess what? Even after you close out one cycle of healing something, there's always something new to learn about yourself, others, whatever the case. Life is literally a feeling and healing process the entire time you're going to be on this motherfucker. Literally. So take that shit in strides. Take that shit one maypole at a time, one string at a time. Seriously. Okay. I love y'all. In the meantime, in between time, I want you guys to just please take good care of yourselves, your mental, be around people who have positive energy. Let that shit rub off on you without stealing their energy. Okay. Um, get some pointers. Okay. Look up different ways that you can, um, certain things that you can do that help with um, the whole nervous system energy. Okay. This crystal is a good start if you can get it. Okay. Don't necessarily know how much they cost in a metaphysical store. Couldn't quite tell you. But it's a good start. But yes, y'all, if you would like to do a personal reading, you can always reach out to my website that is in the description, and check the schedule and see what I have available. Thank you guys so much again for all the likes, shares, comments, and subscribes. Words cannot express enough how grateful and gratitude that I have for being able to even help people move through the different stages of their lotus journey. Okay, right now, whoever I'm speaking to, you working through some murky waters right now, and guess what? That's okay. That's okay. You are definitely, at the end of the day, the growth is there, and we just want to continue it. Okay, so I love you guys, and you guys take care.